What's up, basketball fans? This is Coach Nicole, and welcome to The Pickup. Today, we're excited to bring you 2022 Keegan Kaiser from Floyd Central High School in Indiana. Keegan is a quick guard who plays with a lot of energy. We're excited to catch up with her and see how she's been working on her game. So, Keegan, I appreciate you taking time to chat with me today. Tell me a little bit about what the transition was like having to take classes online.
It really wasn't a huge transition, just because when it came to like school in the actual classroom, we were familiar with a lot of like different technology things and like different platforms to use when it comes to like using our iPads and things. So it wasn't like a huge transition, but you kind of lose that like classroom contact with like friends and teachers. And so it kind of became a little sad just because you're by yourself doing schoolwork. It's nothing really fun, but it wasn't a huge transition. It was pretty good.
Good. Were there some things that you did to kind of keep in touch with your classmates?
When it came to like video chats and stuff, we used, I think it was Google Meets or something like that. So our teachers were actually had contact with us at certain times. Some teachers did it, some teachers didn't. So it really just depended on what we needed to get done or talk about.
Awesome. Cool. What are some of your favorite classes or subjects?
I love math. I'm a big math geek. I love solving problems and stuff like that. I'm not too fond of English just because I'm not a big reader or anything like that, but for the most part, math is my favorite.
Nice. Which math did you just finish up?
I finished up Algebra 2.
What'd you think of it? You got it?
It was definitely challenging. Like some chapters were harder than others, but for the most part, it was fun.
Cool. I think the problem solving aspect is also really important. When you don't think of it like, oh, I have to solve this, when you actually approach it like a problem, how can I do this? I think that really helps make it a little bit more enjoyable. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's so exhilarating to finish a problem.
Do you have an idea of what you want to study in college?
I want to go into occupational therapy, but that is a master's program, so I would have to go into like kinesiology or like sociology, I think psychology too, so something like that.
Nice. What kind of piqued your interest in doing that?
Actually, I was a volunteer at a children's hospital. I still am, and we do that during the summers. And so I kind of like fell in love with like the medical side of things, but I knew that like I didn't want to be a doctor just because I didn't want to like deliver bad news or deal with patients on that level. So I kind of fell in love with occupational therapy because I get to work with kids with like mental and physical disabilities. And instead of trying to fix them, I'm more of like helping them cope with it so then they can like become more independent in the future.
That's awesome. That's very
cool.
So what else have you been up to now that school is out?
Really, I've just gotten back into the swing of things. You know, practices are coming up, different conditioning things at home and in the gym. And so it feels good to just get on track and like get into things. I've done a little vacationing with my family, you know, social distancing and all of that's a little rough right now.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've been chilling, you know, things are getting back into it. So I'm excited.
Cool. As far as basketball, are there any specific things you've been working on?
When it comes to like my game, I definitely struggled with like becoming like super strong in the paint and attacking in a slow manner. I'm more of like a faster player, so I'm like go go go. So like I'm really trying to work on slowing things down and really incorporating like powerful moves.
Good. There are a couple clips where we're going to talk about that, so I'm glad you brought that up. Awesome. And what are some of your kind of goals for next season?
I definitely want to be a stronger player, just like for my team, but also for myself. It's always good to like know that you're getting better and you're getting to that next level. So for me, it's just get a strong team going and have a good season.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about when this game was, what was the game plan going into the game?
So this was actually our sectional game. So it was make or break it. And it was more of like this is your only chance. Like you have to really just go out there and play if we really want to win this game. We actually ended up not winning, but I think that overall we had a pretty good game. We were definitely competing with this team.
Okay, awesome. It may show up a little bit choppy for you. If it does, just tell me to rewind it and I'll play it back, okay?
Okay.
All righty. So starting off, you all are in your press break. Tell me a little bit about what your job is in your press break.
Yeah, so for this, if it goes to the opposite side, I stay back so that we reverse the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you saw, my teammate Calissa, she cuts through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking for that middle or reversal. And he really preaches to, hit the middle and bring it up pretty quickly. But for the most part, he doesn't really like the drive on the sideline. So I kind of like to avoid that. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
So like you said, you reverse it. It gets reversed back to you. You get a little bit of room. You keep going. And then you get fouled right there. So you kind of already talked about trying to get stronger. What do you think you could have done to try to either make the shot or turn that into an and one? I'll replay the whole sequence again.
I could have definitely hesitated on that, honestly, just because she was kind of riding me a little bit. So if I would have hesitated, I could have, found a gap there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could have, obviously, pump fake and kick it out to that corner person right there. But for the most part, I just think I need to change up my speed, or, I could stop up short for a jumper or whatnot. But I think that's my best option at that point.
Those are good answers. Yep. All right, so in this case here, you dump it down and then, oops, let me run it back again. So you're catching off the dribble, you throw a one-handed pass down, and then your teammate gets fouled. But I love that you're still encouraging her after that. So tell me a little about what did you see on that play?
I always like a good, split the defense and get that ball through there. So it's kind of exciting on those moments where you can, slip the ball through those two defenders. But I just noticed that I was, getting trapped. She kind of came up a little bit, and I recognized that I have a little space there. So I decided to just try and get that ball through there and see what happens.
What are some things that you do to kind of help you build that court vision and be able to see where your teammates are?
I think that I actually play two other sports. I play volleyball and track. So for volleyball, it's really important to see the floor. And I think that I do a pretty good job of that, just because you have to know your surroundings and you have to see where the ball is, see what's happening around you. So I just think that my other sports really help me correlate and see the floor and figure out what's going on so that I can react in those different situations.
Nice. So now we're looking defensively here. You're actually in help side. And what I like about this play is that you actually help over. So is that something that you're kind of taught and preached to do? Or how do you kind of know when you need to help a teammate out and when you need to stay with who you're defending?
I just recognized that, she was really trailing her hard, and their play was really, really about that little, pick, and she goes under. So I just stepped over to help her, give her enough time, and it worked out to where we just switched people. But for the most part, I like to help. If people are cutting, it's always fun to, bump them, hit them, get in their way. And so that game, it was a little irritating, so it's always fun to just get a little bump in there. So yeah, that was what's going through my head.
Nice. So this play here, I like that you attack the gap and then you don't stand, you relocate, and then you attack again and kick it out. So again, kind of tell me about what you're seeing on that play. How do you know when to attack and kick versus when to attack and shoot?
Yeah, so when I'm driving there, you kind of see her step over towards the middle a little bit. That's definitely a sign that she's committing to me. So just an easy kick out can definitely change the pace of the game and get the ball moving a little bit. And I think that relocating for my high school team, I really work on relocating when other people drive or it's kicked to the corner. So that was just out of habit, just because we worked on that a lot. And he really likes us to drive. So I wish I was a little slower on my moves and kind of settle into my drives a little more, because you can tell that I kind of get in there really quickly, but then I definitely pass it out quicker. So that's a big thing for me right now.
Good. So in this play here, you try to kick it, it gets deflected, but you're able to kick it back out and it gets reversed all the way over to the corner. So again, even though you're not scoring in that possession, you draw the defense, you kick it back out, and that reversal gets the team a 3. So I think just knowing those moments also where your play gets someone else a shot is important too. So here you got the ball going down the floor, kick it out again, and then you reset. So what could you have done there? You end up driving, it gets stripped from you. What could you have done instead?
I mean, I could have kept her out just a little bit longer and really just try and get her on me a little bit more. And I think I need to recognize that, 3-on-1 is definitely an iffy situation. So a good kick out is always best. Honestly, I had that girl in the corner. Probably would have been a good shot, honestly. So kind of got a little out of control there. So
yeah. Also, I mean, a teammate here could have relocated, or once you started to see their collapse and be able to pull it back out also. So those are also things to look at. But so here you do a great job of staying vertical. I'm gonna run this back one more time. So they're coming down the floor in transition. You get there, you don't jump, you don't try to block it, you just let her kind of fall into you. You do a great job of saving the ball and keeping it in bounds. And because you had that hustle play, your teammate goes coast to coast and gets 2 points. So tell me a little bit about your mentality when it comes to making hustle plays and trying to do the small things.
It's kind of funny because my sister used to be so good at those little, almost jumping out of the court to throw the ball back in. So to see this run back is kind of funny to me. But I just think that, if you can keep the ball in play any way possible, it's definitely a good thing. And like you said, it got me coast to coast for my teammates. So that's always a big thing for me. So I just think it's really fun and it's cool to watch just because it's like, how did I do that? I didn't even know I did that. So, it's interesting to watch that. But yeah, it's always fun to, get the ball back in play as much as possible.
Nice. So in this play here, you cut and you drop a nice little mid-range jumper. You're on the weak side, you're flashing up the middle. So tell me a little bit about your all zone offense, because we're going to see a couple times where you're flashing through the middle. So what is your job in the zone offense?
So our zone offense, we actually called it rover. And so what it was, I can't remember the formation of other people. I just know that my job was to move as much as possible. So pretty much get to any open spaces you can. Back cuts are a big thing for us. We like that overstepping, the defense oversteps, and so you can shoot backdoor. So for the most part, it was go wherever you can and try and get open.
Okay. So again, you start on the weak side, you flash up to the middle.
And it was kind of a rotation for the bottom, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
See, she comes up. It was a rotation for the guards, and then I was just kind of running around.
And then you find a teammate. It doesn't drop, but that's a wide open shot. I'll run it back one more time. So you flash up through the middle, you get the ball, you pivot, you don't even have to dribble, you find your open teammate. This time you got the ball on the wing, you find a cutting player, and you give it to him. So again, just kind of talking about your court vision again. Sometimes you see players where they kind of just dribble by habit and they don't really need to. So what kind of helps you have that poise to know to kind of look first before you make a move?
I think that, ever since I was little, really, my dad taught that, always look for the open man. Don't necessarily be selfish. There's times to be selfish, but there's times to really, get your other players going and, getting the team going. And I think a big part of that is, getting those awesome as good assists like that is just fun for everyone. So, yeah.
Keep going. So you're at the elbow. You pop out to the wing, you drive baseline, you spin back, and then a nice little pull up. So those kind of moves that you work on, those counter moves, once you got the defense going one way, being able to change direction and come back the other way.
I think Honestly, that was a pretty good move for me. Like I was really excited after that move. I remember that. But I don't really know. Sometimes you find yourself really thinking through a move, but like for this one, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, like I'll go this way and then I'll drive to the middle. And so like my dad really, this game, I remember he was preaching, try those pull-up jumpers. Like this might be the last time you play, so just go and try new things. So that was really fun to get that nice, like smooth little floater pull-up jumper. So yeah, nothing was really going through my head. I was just, playing. So.
And so here we're going to watch you play some full court defense. So kind of what is your mentality as you're guarding the ball handler all the way up the floor? I mean, you're active, your hands are moving, your feet are moving. What are you kind of doing to make sure you don't get a foul?
I love defense. So if I can get in anybody's space, that's definitely a good thing. And I think right here, we're playing Jeffersonville in this video. So I think that we definitely worked on slowing the ball down because they're a very good, like, quick transition team. Mm-hmm. So my goal was to just get up there and just turn her every second. The goal was to just turn her, slow her down. And I think that I had a little too much fun with that one.
So here, and what I like about this is that we actually see you post up a little bit. So is that something that you kind of like to do? I mean, we've seen you absorb and take contact in some of these clips, but, as a guard to post up, what kind of gives you that confidence to be able to actually do it?
Well, our team was actually like super short, super skinny. That's like how every single girl on the team was. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had to like play all the way around different positions and everything. So it's kind of fun just to get up in these like big, strong girls like way. And so it's just kind of a moment where you're like, let's see what I can do. So just trying to get in front of her and get the ball and see what happens. But for the most part, I actually during the season, I had to guard some of the bigger girls. So that was almost my favorite part, just because you can just be that little pest and just get up in their face and, try and get the ball whenever you can. So that was a fun moment.
Cool. I mean, you're posting up better than some post players do. I can see your numbers, hands are up. So that's pretty impressive there. We like to wrap this up with a game that we call Fast Five. So I'm going to give you a category, and then you've got like 90 seconds to give me 5 names of whatever the topic is. Okay?
Okay, here we go.
So your first one, the top 5 best players you've ever played against.
Top 5 best players. Okay, Natalie Bozink. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, Nan Garcia. Mm-hmm. What's her name? Oh no. Goodness. Oh, this is gonna stink because I'm not gonna remember her name.
Where's she go?
I know she goes. She plays at IU now. She was Miss Indiana basketball or Indiana basketball.
Not Jory. Was it Jory Allen?
Yeah, it was Jory Allen. Yes, she was really good. I had to guard her. She was a beast. See, I can't do, see, I'm not really good with names. I want to say someone from Castle. There was like a really good girl from Castle, and I think she did very, very good against me. But I really can't name anymore.
Okay. How about this? Your top 5 favorite places to shop.
Oh, okay. Target. I like Kohl's sometimes.
Okay.
Forever 21, American Eagle, and I like little boutiques. So probably this little boutique in Jeff. I want to say it's like Blissful or something. Bliss, yeah. So
very good. Well, again, I thank you for taking time to talk with me. How can people catch up with you on social media? What are some good ways to get in touch with you?
My Twitter handle is Keegan Kaiser, I believe. Hopefully, I just made it. I'm really new to this whole Twitter thing. So, I would definitely answer a DM on there. But for the most part, I'm really bad at that. And then my Instagram is Keegan Elise 11. And that's pretty much the main 2.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you, and hopefully we can see you on the court soon.
Yes, thank you so much for your time.
I hope you all enjoyed learning more about Keegan. Make sure you follow her on Twitter and also subscribe to our YouTube page so you can get all of our latest episodes right in your inbox. We'll see you next time on The Pickup.